Welcome to Dan's Haunted Cottage. Step inside if you dare. Well, hello there, fellow friends out there in YouTube land. I hope you're all doing fine and dandy. Now, I've had a request on the back of my last video, and the last video was all about protection from the paranormal, or protection against psychic attack, and protection in haunted properties or alleged haunted properties. And I was requested by a subscriber. Excuse me, I've got my eyes squinting because it's quite bright out here. But I was requested by a subscriber as to the best way to banish negative energies. And there are a few different schools of thought on this. There are some that I employ myself. I can't guarantee that these work because obviously it's esoteric, so it's all in the air. We don't really know whether it's a fact or not. But what we do is we use them as a focal point because we direct our intent into that as a focal point, and in doing so, we create the energy to protect ourselves. But that's not saying that the object doesn't do it as well. I'm sure the object does quite a lot. Or the act, as it were. Now, one of the acts that I do to protect myself, or not protect myself rather, one of the acts I do to banish energies or negative spirits from a property, and you have to be very careful because the way that you word it, you don't want to banish every spirit because there are lots and lots of good spirits out there. You just want to get rid of the negative ones, are the ones that are causing you a problem. But there are many routes that you can take before you get to banishing them. And the first one that I would suggest is just sitting down in your property and having a chat. I know it sounds mad, sounds crazy, but when you're on your own or when you feel comfortable, just have a chat with the spirit that's in the property and say, look, this is my property. You've had your time on this earth now. You've had your time in this reality, and it's time for you to either move on to the next one. I haven't got a problem with you staying here, that's absolutely fine, but I just don't want you ruining or upsetting the daily routine of my life or even my sleeping patterns. I don't really want noises and bangs and knocks. You know, you're more than welcome to stay here. We can share the same atmosphere, the same space, but please, please, please be respectful. If that doesn't work, get out. Get out of my property. You can be as angry and as nasty as you, not personal nasty, but you can be as angry and upset as you want to be. You tell them, this is my property. You get out of here. You're not allowed in here. You just stay away from me. Another one that was already suggested, and that previous one does work, believe it or not. It works a lot of times. A lot of people that I've suggested that to have done it and said that they've had no problems ever since that. Ever since they recited or said that. So that's pretty good. Another one is the Lord's Prayer, which the person suggested to me, and that's a really good one. The Lord's Prayer is a good one. Also, I've had mediums suggest that to me as well, or they've said the Lord's Prayer prior to an investigation. It's probably one of the strongest protection rituals. Probably one of the strongest protection routes that you can take. One that I do is I don't really use crystals per se, and I don't really know a lot about crystals. So all I can give you is the experiences. I can tell you about experience that I've had whilst using them. And there are some crystals that I would swear by that are pretty good. If you don't want a spirit to enter a property or a certain part of the property, then what you can do is just up in the corner frame of the door, you can put a small piece of tiger's eye, which is a healing crystal. Only a small piece, and then that allegedly is meant to stop spirit from going across that boundary. It just can't enter that room or that space. Orgonite sounds like a superhero baddie, doesn't it? Orgonite or orgon, which is a crystal which is devised out of natural elements. So it's a combination of resin, natural resin, metal shavings, and it's also got an amethyst crystal blended into it as well. And that's really, really powerful. And not only is that against negativity, but that also stops you from suffering from, or it helps you allegedly to slow down the suffering from depression, anxiety, and fears that you might have, and sadness. That's pretty good. And I use one of those, and yeah, seems to work really well for me. But remember, If it isn't the crystal that's doing this, it's your focal point on that crystal. And that is an intent. That is the energy from you. So you're investing your energy into that crystal, or your belief in that crystal. And in doing so, you're creating your own energy. You're creating your own safe space, and you're looking after yourself. It's all natural. It's all nature. There's nothing chemical or bad about this at all. Another one, I do feel that there's a lot of problems with spirit or energies. I will then go into a property at the end of it. I'll use the crystals, and then I will... You can use witch's salt as well, which is black salt, and you can use that to mark out the entrances and exits in your by the windows, or by the back door, by the front door, and that is said to stop negative energies coming in. That dispels evil and badness. So that's one to keep in mind. But the one that I use once I've banished, once I'm during the banishment of a spirit, I will say that first of all, I do it from being sort of pagan. I'll do it from a natural element. So I will say, I bring down the light of all that is good, all that is holy, all that is beautiful, all that is pure. I bring the light down not only to protect myself, but to protect this property. And then I go on about the spirits that are herein that are causing problems. I hereby utilize this light, and this light will stop you from causing any problems anymore. This light is here to banish you. You have to go by the light, because the laws of the light are sacrosanct. You just can't avoid them. All that is good, all that is pure, all that is wonderful, all that is natural is going to move you out. You are going to be banished. You are now banished from this property. And I do that in different ways as well, depending on how I feel. Sometimes I'll add a little bit, sometimes I'll take a bit away, but generally that's about it. And then I say, by the banishment of this property, you shall know, from the banishment of this property, you shall no longer be allowed to enter this space. This space is for the people that live here. This space is for the living, or those that have departed that are good. This is no longer for negative energies. And not only are you banished, but the light banishes you and stops you from re-entering that property. And then just an amen, or however you want to finish that off, that prayer off. So those are the things that I use. There are other ways. I can't guarantee that these work, but there are other ways of doing it. There are people that you can get which are a much higher pay grade than me. Some of my friends are that higher pay grade. But I try my best to banish spirits, and I think that maybe, I don't know, who knows. I have had reports from people that I've worked for, and they've said, you know what, I've not had any problems ever since. Whether that's psychosomatic and they're just imagining they aren't, or they imagine they have problems, I can't answer that. It's all psychological. But you know, if it works for them, it works for them, and if it works for me, it works for me. And you know, it seems to be perfectly good. Always keep a positive spin on things as well. I know it's easy to say, but when I'm out on an investigation, I hear things or I see things, and I generally walk towards them. It's what I do. It's what we do as ghost hunters. It's what you should do as a ghost hunter. Never let them get the upper hand. Never let them, I know it's easy to say it, but never show fear, never relent, because as soon as you do that, negative energy is in there like a shot. As soon as it spots a weakness or you know, a chink in your armour, that's it. It's on you like a shot. So the best thing to do is try. You know what? I'm not a big man. I'm not tough. I've been terrified at times, but I've tried my best not to show it, and I've tried my best through bravado to work through it. And in fact, sometimes fear has even spurred me to be a braver person than I am. And I'm not brave at all, I'll be honest with you. I'm a snivelling coward. But there are things that you can do, as I say. Orgonite is also good for not just negative energies, but and dispelling sadness and depression and what have you, allegedly. But it's also good for moving spirits on. It creates a light. Or it creates an energy, or is an energy, but the energy the energy exuberates. Oh, that's a nice word. The energy. Oh, good boy. Yeah, good boy. The energy exuberates actually forces the spirit out of the property, the negative energy. And the good spirits, if they want to leave, if they are trapped, then what it does is it opens up portals, when it opens up a route for them to leave. So on that note, I'm going to leave you. I'm quite good. I don't think I'm bad or negative, but I'm going to leave you. I hope that helps. What we've got 9 minutes now. If there's anything else anybody wants to know, please ask me. I can furnish you with answers. Whether they work for you or not, I can't say. If you do have ongoing problems, and I suggest that you get somebody in who can deal with it. yeah, I was going to say, get paranormal groups in by all means. Be careful of the paranormal groups you get in, because a lot of them out there, well, I'm not going to bad mouth anybody, but just for instance, a lot of them out there are going to either give you bad advice. We have go and play on it. Go on. He's off on a climbing frame. They'll either give you bad advice, or they will steer you in the wrong direction. What you want is somebody who is dedicated, or somebody that is. You're probably better off going to a medium, a proper medium, or a spiritualist church even, and find out if there's anybody there that can deal with your problem. Chances are you'll find some. I mean, I've been really lucky because I've been in this field for years and years and years and years. I've built up a catalogue of people that I can depend on, friends that I can go to guys, and these men and women have helped me out of a lot of sticky situations and protected me and my team, and have given me proper advice that I adhere to. So that's it. He's coming back with his lorry. I hope that helps. As I say, if there's any other questions you want to ask me, please feel free to go ahead and ask me. I will try and furnish you with answers if I can. If I can't, then maybe I'll try and, I'll try and find some answers from somebody. But remember, when all the banging and noise starts, I know it's easy for me to say, but don't panic. Get angry. Get angry. Tell them, under no circumstances are you allowed in this property. By all that is good, all that is holy, all that is natural, you leave, and you leave now. And if you don't leave now, there will be massive repercussions. They generally, from what I've heard, is they a lot of them leave at that, because a lot of them they're negative energies in the sense that they're peed off, or they're angry, or what have you. They're not negative energies in the sense that they're what you call evil. Evil's a very strong word to use, and I'm very reluctant to use that in most cases, 99% of cases. Have I seen real evil? I don't think I have. I really don't think I have. I've certainly seen things that are indescribable. I've certainly seen things that are quite frightening, experienced things that are quite frightening. But evil, no. It's a long jump. That word is a long jump to make from bad or negative to well, negative, yeah, to evil. Just that's it. So be careful. So don't worry. The chances of you coming across something that evil is pretty negative anyway. If you use the word in a reverse way, it's pretty unusual. You know, spirits are spirits are spirits. I personally believe that a spirit is just, you know, it's the disembodied energy of a human being that obviously departs from the body at the point of death. I don't really subscribe to that type of evil that people respect. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm sure it does exist, but I don't really focus on that. I just focus on people, because, you know, you can deal with people. People are pretty easy to deal with. Even if they're complete pains in the bottom, you can deal with them on some level. So yes, so that's it really. I hope that helps you. Please forgive me if it's not been clear enough, but hopefully you'll glean something from that. But yeah, so look after each other. Look out for each other. Be there for one another. Take care of one another. Those are all very worthwhile words, and I hope that I know you adhere to them. If not, do it for me. Right guys, love you and leave you. Speak to you soon. I'm going to sort him out before he takes the house down brick by brick. Bye guys.